everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This week we are doing something I have seen a couple artists on YouTube do, mostly ADC Art Attack, and he does professional artists color in children's books, or children's coloring books. And I thought it would be a fun video to do, and I found this book at my local CVS, and you can see it's a watercoloring book, which means the back sides of the pages are blanks and they're perforated, so I don't have to deal with the problem of bleeding, which is nice. And the watercolors. Oh, the watercolors. Crappy little watercolors. You can see the color has started to yellow on that pink, and that yellow is just separating for some reason. So yeah, crap watercolors. A fun coloring book. Batman and his supervillains are the best of the DC world. Don't argue with me, I'm right. But so this week I thought, I can't necessarily call myself a professional artist, so I'll make it a little bit harder on myself and use only the things provided for me in this watercolor pack plus water. So that means I'm not using a different paintbrush. I'm using the crappy little plastic paintbrush that came in the pack. And as you can see, once again, yellow is separating, and the thing about these watercolors is they absorb all the liquid, and it makes them like gooey and sticky and whatever, and yeah, you can water them down enough to make them actual watercolors. But the color payoff, depending on the color, is oof. Anyways, you guys have dealt with watercolors like this before. They're worse than the Crayola watercolors that you used in elementary school. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But yeah. So, looking through the book, I wanted to find an image that didn't have too many tiny, intricate details, because I knew the brush I was working with wasn't going to be able to deal with that. So this is the one I chose. I also made sure I didn't choose the picture used on the front cover. Funny enough, ADC Art Attack did a Batman one, and the image he colored was also in this coloring book. And I guess they just take a bunch of images from various comic books and artists who've done work for DC and whatnot. So it makes sense. I just thought it was interesting that was in there, because there are a bunch of different images of Batman. Anyways, so we start off with me doing the one area of skin tone there is, and I mixed the pink and it's like a mustard yellowish type color, and I kind of got a good skin tone. It's a little bit too yellow, in my opinion. Like, my speed paint of like 2015 to 2019 art improvement, whatever, my final result in that was too yellow. I have a tendency to, for some reason, go really, really on the warm side. But I kind of managed to fix it. But as you can see, I almost immediately got blue bleeding onto his cheek. And that, the bottom half of the face is the hardest spot, because everywhere else it was a fairly big, a big area that was the same color. And like with the blue and the black, if I accidentally got blue in the black, I could kind of make it a shadow if I needed to. you can't do that with skin tone very well. The way the blue bled, kind of, if it was on the other side of the face, it would have worked as a shadow. Well, I guess his fist is in front of his face, blocking light, I guess you could say. But yeah, this was interesting. So, also, the little thing I'm using to dump water in the pans, it's the lid to the container I keep my gummy eraser in. And I keep my gummy eraser in a container because my dog has tried to eat it before. He's unharmed and doing very well, but he has tried to eat it before. But, so, working with the Devil's Paintbrush, my goodness, it doesn't hold any liquid in it. You can't, like it holds liquid in it to an extent, but they're stiff plastic bristles. It's not like synthetic hairs or hair where it just it holds the water really nicely. It was hard. Also, I don't know where my scissors went, and there were a couple of pieces that were longer than the others. And so trying to get, up to the edge was interesting. Overall, I think I did a pretty good job. I could have done a little bit more work with shadows and values. Not the best piece of artwork I've ever colored in. Not the worst either. You've seen my very first watercolor painting video. But no, this was fun. It was a nice, relaxing thing to do this week. Next week, I know I've done a lot of, challenges and game type art videos. This next week, I'm thinking I might try to get a tutorial out. I'm not sure on what yet, though, so we'll see. If you have any requests for tutorials, let me know. Also, I have been working on my anatomy lately. So, in a couple months, when I'm actually confident in it, I will probably do a video on how I've improved my anatomy and how I did that. So if you're interested, I guess subscribe. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see from me next. And I will see you all next week. Bye!